Recruiter here, the headless headhunter, getting you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resume. The resume we have up first is a data scientist. This person has stated that they are not getting any interviews at all, not even a recruiter call. They are Canadian, currently work in the US, but the jobs they are applying for do visa sponsorship. So, with that assumption, I am going to say that what is wrong with this may not just be the resume, although in this case I did a meter yeet of it where I try to review it in 20 seconds, which is all the time recruiters have, and I did yeet it, so it wasn't quite good enough. It had like 40% of what I'm looking for, which is right here, and 40% is not enough to move forward. But assuming the resume was good, there are a couple of other problems. One, you need to apply first. The faster you apply, the better your chances. If you are applicant number 150, you probably won't be seen. ATSs are misunderstood. People think they are some magic screening devices. What they really are filing cabinets. And they file your resume on a first come, first served basis. That's basically it. Yes, AI does exist, but it's very rare. I swear to you all, it's so much rarer than you think that an AI is the one reviewing your resume. Like seriously, like 1 out of every 100. Unless you're applying to an AI job. They will probably use an AI ATS. But let's go to the actual resume, because again, I tried to find what I needed and I couldn't. So this resume's formatting is slightly off. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge formatting issue. So first off, your education needs to be up at the top. The degree is a qualification, and if a degree is a qualification, it needs to be up top. So you need your resume to look like this. This should be bolded. This should not. Also, you should have your degree there. And did you graduate? Yes. Okay. You should have your degrees here. Then work experience is bolded, and then the actual jobs themselves are not. They are italicized. But again, a bigger problem is the bullet points. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that before diving deep into them. So, at first glance, this has most of what I would need, right? Resolve data discrepancies with SQL, then Python and Excel. That's 3 things I'm looking for, which is all up here. And then Tableau and Power BI, good. Dashboards, that's 4. And then you completely lose me and nothing here is relevant. Right? Like, they're not looking for authorized 50 plus SOPs, reducing errors and improving operational efficiency. It's also weird that you said enhancing data accuracy by 30%, which maybe that's something y'all do, and client satisfaction by 25%. You didn't tell me how you got to those metrics. It seems like you're just randomly putting percentages in. Stop putting percentages in your resume. The amount of percentages in your resume should be very low. And then here, great, but what do you mean enabling 20% faster decision making? Who made those decisions? How did you quantify that? And I wouldn't want to say 10 dashboards for faster decision making. I want to know, did you have the stakeholders do that? Because that's who you're going to be making those for typically. Were the stakeholders, were the clients there? Why did they like it? I don't know. You just said 20% faster decision making. That means nothing. Ensured seamless integration of new features and updates through data validation and functionality charts, reducing system downtime by 10% and improving performance. I actually understood that, but that's not what I'm looking for. Because remember, this is what I'm looking for. Python, R, SQL, data in all its forms. So the modeling part is okay. The data validation is okay. Then I want to know your industry. At this point, I don't know what industry you're in. You could be in healthcare, you could be in automotive, you could be in SaaS, SaaS. I don't know. You did not tell me. I don't see any cloud in the first part, and I don't see anything about AI, which again, maybe you don't have, but you still should have the other stuff. I don't see ETL, and I think the biggest issue here is I don't see how you explain stuff to non-technical folks and you influence stakeholders. Like, it's not just, oh, it's not on the keyword list or whatever, move you forward. It's your job as a data scientist is to tell me what the data means. That's one of your jobs. I don't know what 12.14 increase of potatoes to a 13.12 increase of apples and cups. That means nothing to me. You have to explain it to me in simple, basic terms. I do a lot of food metaphors. The reason I do food metaphors is because everybody has to eat. Everybody at least understands at a conceptual level a food metaphor. You have to go to whatever, like stakeholders, CEOs, and go, hey, just imagine you had an apple, and if somebody took a bite out of it, it'll be split into two. So now you have two apples. This is what the bad data is. This is what the good data is, right? Obviously, that doesn't make sense because I'm not a data scientist. I don't know how to do what you do. But you need to tell me that stuff. You need to show me how you explain that to them. And again, like mentored and led junior analyst is okay, but they're technical. They know that stuff, or they're learning that stuff. You didn't tell me how you taught non-technical people. I don't see stakeholders. I don't see non-technical folks. And that arguably is one of the most important things in this resume. Not all of these are weighted the same. So you only had about 40% of what I need, and the rest of this is just filler. Like, there's nothing here I can really use. Yeah, there's nothing here I can really use besides maybe learning models, neural networks, which they may not even know is AI, and Excel. So you basically wrote down practically nothing on your resume because the only thing you have is this. And they may miss your education down at the bottom, which is why you need to put it up top. So I need you to write this for people that don't know what you do. I know you know somebody. I know you know somebody that you say, hey, nice meeting you. What's your job? You say, I'm a data scientist. And they say, what is that? That is who you have to write this for. All right? That is who you have to write it for. Because I know you've done it. There's always that question of like, what does that mean? I don't know what you do. What does that do? So that is who you have to write it for. Because right now I didn't find it. So I only found stuff here, and then everything else was junk. Again, this one is fine. This is okay. You put it up here, so you should put it up here, but I don't see anything else. So write it for the layman. That is your job. You have to do that. And I need a little more. I need cloud. I need a little bit of AI. I need stakeholders at some point, or clients or customers, and I need to know how you talked and made decisions and influenced them when they did not know what you do. So that's all I can do for this resume. Before I go to the next one, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out. And if you ever need more help, you can come on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, where I go over more details than just resumes, like interview prep, all that kind of stuff. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a machine learning intern, or machine learning engineer intern. This person is also looking for quant trader internships, but they said ML internships if it's easier. So yes, I will do machine learning because that is easier for me to find. Second year student, smiley face, having trouble landing OAs in the first place. So would love to hear your feedback. I always forget what OAs is. It's like OAs machine learning. It's like internships basically. I always forget that. I don't know why. All right, so what we're looking for is, nope, clock's not starting, is machine learning, just machine learning, ML, Python, C, C++, or SQL, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Cloud, LLMs, AI, generative AI, ChatGPT, take direction and criticism, and can work well with others. Yes, for an internship that is needed, and degree. Okay, so let's see. Can I find it in that time? Let's go. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? Okay, none of this is... Maybe this is relevant? No, it's not. Okay. Mathematically analyzed, and what is SSM? I mean, I get it says it here, but how is that related? Investigated lambda... What? Integrated React for Markov chains. Okay, no. You're too smart for me. I'm rejecting you because you're too smart. But realistically, what is happening is you wrote this resume for somebody that is in your industry. And I will tell you that the people that are first reviewing your resumes are probably not going to be in your industry. It also could be software engineers that are in the AI industry, but they don't have time to read all of this either. So I think it's okay to have the honors, and I can tell that you are phenomenally intelligent and you're going to go far in your career. We're going to see you in about 5 years where you're the new Sam Altman or something or whatever. I don't know who's going to be popular. I know what he does. I don't know how popular he is with the AI people. Probably pretty popular. So, yeah, this is just written poorly, right? Like, you're a smart person. I need you to write this for not as smart people. So first off, your format should look like this, okay? It is boring and basic for a reason. If you try to show how good you are, you fail. That is one of the resume writing rules, unfortunately, is you can never show how good you are in a resume, because if you start trying to brag, it just ends up failing. It is, at its core, a resume is a minimum qualification document. That's all it will ever be. In the interview, that's where you stand out. You don't stand out in the resume. In fact, only bad resumes stand out. But you do stand out in the interview. So once you get that interview, that's when you just go bam, bop, bop, and you show them how good you are. Bam, bop, bop, classically known for showing how good you are. So I need you to write it like this, okay? I get it. It's a cashier. You're obviously crazy intelligent, and you would probably, hopefully, not want to do this job, which that doesn't mean the people that are cashiers are not intelligent. They're also very smart. It's just, it's not a fun job, right? Like, it's not a fun job. It's more menial labor, and it's more customer focused rather than technical. So, but the formatting of the resume is still the same. So what I need you to do is, this alone, if they know what this is, speaks volume. If they know what Carnegie Mellon is, I could never pronounce it, they will know this is good. This stuff can be deleted. I don't know what the ACT score is, actually. So this needs to be on one line. The relevant coursework can be deleted. Now, honors and awards, I actually think for an internship, you should probably include a couple of these. But I need you to pick, say, maybe 2 or 3. And then you should put them in the same section as this, and it should look like this. So this is going to be graduating. It's going to be bachelor's in computer science from Carnegie Mellon. I never pronounced that right. And expected graduation date. Then under that, in another bullet point, it'll be, I don't know, one of these. Like, which one of these would be quantitative trading for the quant jobs you want. That one you should have. And I don't know which one of the others, because I don't know. Probably this one. You're going to go so far. You probably may not even need my help. But this is what I want. So probably this one, and then for quant trading roles, this one. The rest of those you can put maybe towards the bottom. Then we go to work experience, right? Again, this is bolded. There shouldn't be a line under it. This should be italicized. And then mathematically analyzed representation capabilities to structure single state models. That's really not what I'm looking for. Like, remember, it's very basic. Like, at no point, and I know this is going to upset so many people, you don't mention machine learning. You mention it in the job title, but not what you've done. I need to see specifically machine learning part, because they may not know. Here it is. Engineer, design, and built companies first. Machine learning, good. In which case, this should be, M should be capitalized, L should be capitalized, and then the first time you write it, put ML, so that they know that for the rest of the time, whenever you put ML, it means machine learning. This is good. In fact, this is a very good bullet point. I like some of this stuff. LLMs, that's what I'm looking for, but I don't see any basic stuff. Like, I get it. You're going to go far. But you still need to show some basic stuff. All right. Like, do you need to put as much takes direction and criticism? Probably not, because you already have to. If you don't have any internships, this is more weighted more heavily. But as you have already too, you don't need to put it as much. But I need the basics, right? The people looking at your resume, they may not be able to comprehend this. They may not be able to comprehend this. They may know what lambda. They may see this, but they may miss over it. So you wrote your resume for a peer, and you can't do that. I need you. In fact, I'm fairly certain your parents or siblings or uncle or aunt, there is somebody you know who you say, oh, I'm in computer science, to say, cool, my laptop is slow, can you fix it? And you're like, well, I'm working specifically with like LLMs and generative AI and like agentic work. And they're like, yeah, but like my laptop is slow. That's who you need to write your resume for. And I can feel your depression at me saying that, but that's unfortunately the truth. So write your resume for that person. Again, you're super smart. It's just the person reading it, it's probably not going to be as technical as you. And honestly, in your future career, being able to state technical things to non-technical people will get you far. That is a very, very underrated skill that will get you so far in your career, is if you can go to a stakeholder who controls the money of the company but doesn't know anything about AI, and you can say, hey, blankety blank, blankety blank, and they're like, oh. So write your resume for somebody who's not a peer. Fix your formatting. Only keep 3 things, which again are going to be the honor stuff, and you can put the rest in the bottom. Stop bolding everything. Nothing here should be bolded. It makes it harder to read. Again, I have 20 seconds. And yeah, you're going to go far. I know you are. This is probably going to get you from, let's see, I don't know, maybe 1 in 75 to 1 in 35 ratio. It's going to increase the amount you get, but you may already have an internship based on your pedigree. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of, you can't do this to me. You cannot say mobile engineer, software engineer, and full stack engineer. These are not real roles. These are roles that I have to look up the qualifications for each time, and each of these is going to have different qualifications. A mobile engineer is going to be different qualifications than most software engineers, unless it's a mobile software engineer. A full stack software developer is going to be different than about 4 other different types of software engineers. So I am going to default it to full stack software engineer. It is new grad, but honestly, the qualifications for a new grad and a senior dev are mostly the same. It's just volume, so you're still going to need to know the same stuff. They're just going to expect to know more of that same stuff. So we're going to do full stack. What the qualifications are for full stack are TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, GraphQL, SQL, React.js, API, RESTful API, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functionally, .NET, Python, or Java. Again, you don't need Python and .NET and Java. It's just one of those. And bonus points for architecture, extra language, Git, and DevOps. So, can I find this in 20 seconds? We will see. But also, they said they are an international student who will be going on OPT, graduating in May 2026. I've already started applying for new grad jobs, but don't have enough data to calculate the success. Can somebody let me know how early companies are hiring new grads from? Maybe this is just a lack of my direct knowledge in this section of the industry, but I feel like if you're graduating in a year, it's going to be too late to start. Typically, from what I found, is you need to apply within 3 months of starting, but I guess there are certain companies that do it. Let me know in the comments. I actually really want to know, like, how successful are people at applying this far off for a full-time role? Admittedly, you're in a master's, so it may be a little bit different, but this is not the first person I've seen, and I personally have never encountered it that far off. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 months in the latest, but I've never seen it more than 3, like rarely seen it more than 3. 9 months is way past that. So let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. I'm always open to knowing more information, but let's check out how this looks on a qualifications standpoint. So finding this in 20 seconds. All right. Okay. Master's good. This is irrelevant. Architected good. Follows optimate UI can be good. Critical of React is solid. Not needed. iOS, again, that would probably be relevant for mobile dev, but not full stack iOS. Okay. Yeah, I don't have enough to move you forward. So first off, the problem is, are you actually looking for a mobile dev or full stack? Because I have the qualifications for mobile dev, and it's been a bit, though. The iOS developer. So these may not be 100% right, but these were what I was looking for when I last searched it, which, again, the market changes the qualifications you need. So while this was accurate, it may not be as accurate anymore. I have to keep updating all of these, and I update the full stack one pretty regularly. I rarely get an iOS dev, so I haven't updated this one in a bit. But I still don't see enough. So I don't think I see enough for either of those. So yeah, your problem is you don't really have a lot here. So first off, This is obviously you want to show this, but this should be italicized in one line. Please, please, for the love of all that holy, use my format. I cannot tell you how hard this resume is to read after digging through another 100 resumes for 3 other different roles that are not related. This is a nightmare to read. It's not the worst, but it's not good. So this one line, not bolded. This deleted. This should be in one line. This section can be deleted. Again, you have to show me how you did it and the reason and result. Otherwise, it doesn't count. This needs to be on one line. And again, not bolded. It should be italicized. 10.5 Arial with a 1.5 space between them. Architected is great. And then the problem here is I really only found React. I don't know where JavaScript is. I don't know where Java or Python or SQL or HTML or CSS or AWS is. This is why this doesn't count, is I need to see it here. If I do not see it here or here or here, I can't move you forward. So you're an international, so you've already got a tougher than normal situation. But you're going to need to make this for the basics. Like, this is the theme of this episode, is you wrote this for a technical person. A technical person for a fresher role is probably not going to be technical. The reviewer, even the manager may not be. I've seen that a lot. Or alternatively, the manager is technical, but the slang of the terminology has changed. And while you call it Expo, they call it React. So if they don't see React, they're going to assume you don't have it, even though you think that one leads to the other. The number one rule I can ever give you on your resume, besides triple checking your phone number and email, is if it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. And right now, I don't see it. It does not exist. Most of these do not exist. Most of the other qualifications for mobile also do not exist. So it's just practically a blank page. And I need you to fix that. So make the formatting better, but most importantly with the bullet points, make the bullet points better. Look at what they're asking. Look at a mobile dev. Look at the qualifications of 10 to 15 mobile dev jobs, right? They will have a through line of relevant information between all of them. Yes, maybe one wants React and maybe the other wants AWS and the other wants GCP, but that's all. Well, 2 of those are cloud, one's React, but that's still cloud and React. So focus on what is actually looking for, because to use a food metaphor, what you have done is I go to a restaurant and I say, hey, I want some spaghetti. I like spaghetti. And you say, okay, cool. Here is your $90 steak. And you're like, I wanted spaghetti. It's like, yeah, but this steak is better. It's like, I don't care if it's better. I only want spaghetti. I want my spaghetti and my dino nuggets. If you do not give me my spaghetti and dino nuggets, you will not move forward. And in this case, this is what the spaghetti and dino nuggets are. Same with every role. Like you need to make sure you are putting in qualifications, not keywords, qualifications that are relevant to the roles you're applying for. And some of these I don't think is relevant. Like, again, unless this is specifically an iOS thing, because my qualifications may be different, but they're not looking for 200 plus lines of redundant code and onboarding complexity. They're looking for like HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, React, TypeScript, Git, Agile, Cloud, MVVM, and MVC. And iOS and Swift. So look at what you're applying to. And this is why you may need multiple resumes. You may need one for full stack. You may need one for mobile. You may need one for backend. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an art director / creative director, which seem to be the same job title. I'm actually not fully certain if this person knows that this is a review, but they did click accept and they did tell me a little bit about, they say they bring 15 years of experience and a bunch of other stuff that is not really relevant, unfortunately. And they're seeking contract or freelance or full-time, and they gave me their portfolio, which I will not look at. Your portfolio should be at the very top. So if you're in art, your portfolio should replace the LinkedIn most of the time. And this person also fully docs themselves, so I cannot scroll up. So what we're looking for in an art director is going to be Portfolio, again, that is going to be needed. Adobe, Figma, Photoshop, Illustrator, projects from start to finish and on time. AI tools, speaking to stakeholders in leadership, experience leading and mentoring creative teams, freelancers, vendors, cross-functional projects, industry. Again, like if it's one of the jobs I saw was for collectible card games, maybe the other is for a sports magazine. The industry is important. IP management, art direction, and Google Suites or MS Suite. So it's actually not a terrible lot. They're really just going to say, like, do you know the technical stuff? Have you done the leadership stuff? So that's like the stakeholders and the projects, and can you keep a project going on time? That was huge. Most art stuff, one of the biggest qualifications is, can you prove that you have gotten projects done on time and under budget or in budget? So let's see if I can find this in 20 seconds, which hopefully won't do anything crazy, and go. All right. Not related. Toxicology lab. Okay, but that's okay. Nothing. Again, you don't even tell me how you did this. Elevated brands, delivered brand identities. This part's nice. Collaborated with clients to align strategy, but you didn't tell me how you did that. You just said collaborated with. Yeah, so no, you don't have enough stuff here. And again, if you look at the qualifications, this is a theme for this episode, which is the theme for most episodes. This is what they're looking for. You cannot keep giving me steak when I want spaghetti. They will not appreciate it. Is it good that you have that you directed visual campaigns that resulted in 35% increase in patient engagement? Yeah, that's great, but that's not what they're looking for. None of them said resulted in increased patient engagement. They wanted to know, can you use any of the AI tools? Can you use Figma, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator? Those were in almost every single art director job that was over like $100K salary. Those are requirements. Can you finish a project on time? Can you talk to other leadership people and stakeholders and clients and vendors? That's it. Those are basically it. And I don't see that. So, like, you're trying to show me how good you are and, like, led teams across 50 plus projects, but you need to tell me the specifics. So that's why this does not work as a resume. Is it's filled with percentages, and it's not filled with percentages. It has a couple, but it tries to show me how good you are. And this is a prime example of a resume that shows how good you are, which is why it completely fails. You can't show how good you are through a resume. They're not made for it. They're made for showing the bare minimum qualifications. That's it. So let's go to the next resume. This is a program manager, and this person stated they have been looking for a bit. I know the job market stinks right now, but after the 100th rejection, you might start to think that maybe the problem might be me, which maybe 100th rejection isn't enough, honestly, because again, your goal should be about 50 applications a week, and a C- resume, one that passes but barely, will get rejected 49 out of 50 times. So 100, this maybe just be a, like, C- resume. Yeah, you can improve it, but the market does stink. There's no argument there for me. I would like to stay in the program project management space, but I'm concerned about the tech sector as a whole. Yeah, it's pretty terrible right now. Are there any finance roles you could see my skills falling into? I don't know, because I don't have those off the top of my head. How would I best tailor my resume to work my way back in the financial sector? Any advice? Well, that'll be a little tricky. Also, Laszlo Cravensworth, if anybody has not watched What We Do in the Shadows, they should. Phenomenal show. Amazing. I cannot do his voice. It is so good. I love that show so much. Gizmo is the best ever. All right. So let's see. Can I find this in 20 seconds? And what we're looking for is your industry. And this is going to be a big part of it. Like, every industry is going to have different stuff on it. So tech or finance, I need to see that. PMP, if you have it. Microsoft Project, Visio, and Office, MS Office. So again, these are just some of the tools, but they are needed. Cross-functional, highly matrixed, stakeholders, customers, clients, agile, and waterfall, and all that other stuff. And manage and meet deadlines for multiple short and long-term priorities. Those are huge. And Jira and Confluence and Asana. So let's see if I can't find that in 20 seconds. Go. I can't use anything here. I actually like this one. This is good. Utilize SQL, Jira, MS Office, good. Milestones to ensure delivers client administration total is actually not bad. Develop quality dashboard, SQL, Power BI. And then I start to lose me. Design and implement AI models. Again, that could be okay. And that's it. So you actually had a first sentence or two that was good. And the fact is, if I assume you've gotten some interviews, but I think that's kind of apropos of this I don't need. So first off, do you even have a PMP? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's scroll down. Education, bachelor's. Yeah, you may want this up here. This doesn't matter. Again, you can leave it in or not. It's not going to change anything for you. But you probably want to put these up top. Then you want to delete the summary unless you're switching back into finance. So in that case, what you would want to say is something along the lines of previous experience, looking to get back into the project manager finance section, where I had X amount of experience in it. That's all you really need for that summary if you're looking to switch. Otherwise, you don't really need it. So then we go here, and this is a pretty strong bullet point. Again, this can be deleted and actually hurt your chances, but led and managed a team of 17, good, against 6 distinct projects, good, in the business, sales, and operations unit, good, of a major cloud provider using an agile framework, good. That's actually mostly very good. I would add a little thing where all my projects met, where I met all my deadlines, right? Or say something along that line, but otherwise pretty solid. Then you start to lose me a little bit. Utilize SQL. I don't know if I really care about SQL for this. Jira, I could and do care about. Microsoft Office, good. And then you want to put in parentheses like Excel, Word, PDF. To develop, streamline, and manage project plans and set up and meet milestones, ensure delivers exceeded clients' expectation, all projects totaling 2.4 million. Also good. And then I don't know if I need this. Developed and built a quality of service dashboard using SQL and Power BI. That's not really what we're going to be looking for. Because again, you kind of put in this stuff, right? Like employed the dashboard to facilitate discussions. I don't want to know that you facilitated discussions with stakeholders. I want to know that you managed them, right? Like if someone, I like to describe it, and recruitment is this, is that you have all of the responsibility of the management stuff, but none of the power to do it. That's the problem, is you can tell a CEO do X, but they don't have to obey you. You're not their boss. You have to show me how you worked with stakeholders, customers, and clients, okay? Not just, again, keep them up to date is nice, but like, did you manage them? Did you influence them? That's the stuff I'm kind of looking for. This, I don't know if I really care about. Maybe if you were a data scientist or a business analyst, yeah, but you're not. You're a program manager. Then designed and implemented an AI model using LLM and Python. Again, I don't know if I actually care about LLM, Python, and SQL. To increase the efficiency of the team on multiple projects, leading to a 12% increase savings for the client. This I do like, the last part of it, because they want to know how you met with the client. But again, you're focused on the tools. It's okay to have some of the tools, which you have here, Microsoft Office and Jira, but I don't need you to focus on this. You're not necessarily building the tools, you're managing the program. And then we have here, which is a data scientist, which I don't see. This I like. This should be your first one. This is a good sentence, right? Collaborated with stakeholders to define key metrics and performance indicators, translating complex data science concepts into actionable insights that enhance business value. How did it enhance it? So yes, I don't think this is a terrible resume. I just think you're sort of focused on the wrong thing. You're thinking like an IC. You need to think more like a manager. I know it's program manager, not full manager, but still. Your job is to run multiple projects with human resources and your own skills. Your job is not necessarily to use Python and SQL. It's to do the testing. It's to get the feedback, but they're not going to care as much about how you did it. So that's my real thing here, is I think you need to focus up on what they're actually looking for in these job descriptions. So your first two sentences are good. Everything after that falls apart. And again, I know the Vampire Council has ways, but this should be italicized in one line. This should be deleted and replaced with your education, and then once you start doing that, you're going to start getting more interviews. Because again, I don't think it's a terrible resume, but it's pretty competitive right now, and there's a lot of competition, and you will need to apply within probably the first 30 minutes of some of these roles. That's how fast they could go. So that's all for this video. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. If you ever have any more questions, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And, ask me any questions. I appreciate the likes and comments. Helps me out. The algorithm I have no idea how it works. And I'll see you in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search.